In this video, we're going to do a full market overview. We're going to start with our spiders in here. That's going to be ticker symbol SPY. On the weekly chart, you can see big green candle in here. RSI still oversold relative to itself, and obviously huge volume in here this week compared to last week. That has finally been confirmed basically across the board here with today's trading session. We still have one more trading session to go in here. So volatility got sucked out just a little bit so far. Your IV rank in spiders is right around 74. You have right around a $13 expected move by tomorrow's expiration. Basically, $10 moves are now the new norm. Before you only had $1 to $2 moves each day. Now you're getting those 10 to 12, $13 moves like it's nothing, right? So, and we're trading in big wide channels like that just because there's so much volatility throughout the whole market. Everything's going to be news based, obviously. So if Trump even tweets or thinks about tweeting something, the market's going to react instantly just like that. So what are we looking at here on SPY here for our chart? Basically, why we do TA? Because all our levels in here have stayed exactly the same ever since for the past week or so. So if you're part of our Discord, we mentioned all these levels plenty of times, and we're going to stay with it. So basically 550, 524 to 525, down here 494 to 495, and then below that the 480s, and then finally that major support that we keep on talking about, 460 to 466 down here with that 200 SMA. Whenever the stock does want to come down here, it's going to sit right here on this 200 SMA, or if we consolidate and keep on working our way back up here and hang around above where this 9-day EMA is, then obviously this 200 SMA will come up here and follow. And if we dig in deeper here on the daily chart, you can just see exactly how volatile this past week has been. And you can see that if you're playing the gaps, we filled this gap here, but we still have a gap to fill up here right around that 550 5 area. So that is something to kind of keep in mind as well if you're kind of watching these daily gaps and things like that. Now, basically, what do we look at here on the spiders? Well, we said RSI oversold, huge volume, and our numbers are staying the same. Well, that's basically what we're going to see here in the Qs. More or less the same exact thing is going to be what we're looking at in here. You can see volume through the roof, RSI basically the same. And then our numbers in here, why we do TA? Because they're not moving, they're staying the same. They have been created good channels for us to trade in. And you can see we're sitting right up against this 450 area in here. That's going to be our first resistance, depending on what happens tomorrow. We're going to gap up or down, stay above that. Above that, that 9-day EMA is going to be a little problem at that 474 mark. And then above there, you won't have a resistance until about 496. Support wise, we're going to be looking at the 415 area. And then below that, it is going to be this 382 down here, right around 380 to 382, that whole area. And it's going to be where that 200 SMA matches up. So basically the same thing is kind of repeated in SPY, just different. So 380, 382, the 200 SMA, that's basically going to be your 460 to 466 on the spiders in there. And then the resistance that we're up against right now, 450 in the Qs, basically that is going to be your 524, 525s in the SPY. So kind of when you're looking at both of these charts, try to look at them sort of the same way because they're going to trade basically the same thing because they're kind of weighted with the same big 7 stocks in here overall. If we're going to go to gold here, and we're going to see what we're doing here on the weekly, obviously all-time highs in here. And you can see basically jumped out of this channel in here. I'm going to go to the daily, give a better view here of what happened in the past month or so. And you can see that this upper trend line was breached there quite briefly at the beginning of April, came back down, bounced off this trend line, actually broke below the trend line, but recovered quickly. And then for the past 2 days, we are now kind of green with gaps. And then we are now at all-time highs again. It closed up here 292.35. So we're going to see if this upper trend line is going to be respected and become a new support line for us as we're working higher here. But if the market starts to trade higher, obviously gold will pull back. And then the 9-day EMA, which is going to be 283, is going to be our first support. Below that, you're looking right around that 280 mark, which is going to be your lower trend line. And if that does not hold, then you're looking down here right around this 272 area. That has multiple touch points. That's going to be a better support for you. So really, we care more about this 9-day EMA first, and then the 272 area for our main supports that we're looking for going down. Finally, last but not least, we're going to look at TLT in here, see what the bonds are doing, how they react to tariffs. Obviously, just inversely to the market here. Red day in here compared to a green day, what we had in SPY, and we are currently trading at 86.42. Still in between our 0 and our 23.6 fib level in here. Our fib level is going to be that 88.84 mark. That's going to be a big resistance for us. So if we get back above that, then we're going to trade in this channel here, which is that 88 to that 91.29 area that we traded in for a little bit here in March before obviously all that volatility kicked in with the tariff news and things like that. So that is what we're looking at resistance wise, support wise. Really kind of where we're sitting at $86 mark is going to be a support. And then below that, it is going to be our 0% fib, which is at 84.89. So all in all, that is your kind of market overview to kind of keep in mind as you're trading the rest of this week. And you can see just how volatile everything is here on the spiders on the daily chart. We do have a $13 expected move by tomorrow's expiration here in SPY, which we mentioned earlier. If you go all the way out to next Thursday, everybody's pricing in right around $30 expected move. You go out to your May expiration, $45 expected move. So we'll see what happens in here. But all in all, on the weekly candles here, pretty good recovery so far. And we'll see what tomorrow's trading session does bring. But if it brings any pain, we just know that we have a save here right around that 480. We got a safe up here. If it pops right around that 550 on your spiders here. All right, guys, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.